This was not my first space flight. Previous assignments for my newspaper had sent me to the moon many times.
Islam.
But never into the vast reaches of deep space.
I wanted to give a full detailed account, testimony of what occurred on August 18th and 19th. I've had a few days to reflect on what happened. You know, these first two videos happened the same nights that it happened, so I was running off of what you call adrenaline or whatever. I've had time to think about this now. What comes to mind is a conversation I had with Brother Boaz Ibn Bey. We were speaking about Rick Smith. He has a lot of adept information, good demonstrations. He states in one of his demonstrations that throughout his life, a being kept coming to him like every 5 to 7 years, and it was a crone. So I was speaking with Brother Boaz. I was like, man, I respect all his demonstrations, but when he speaks about meeting a being, you know, I'm open-minded, I'm impartial about situations and knowledge. However, it's hard for me to take that as knowing or take that as what you call belief or whatever when he speaks about it. I guess because it's never happened to me, you know? So it's a bit uncomfortable for me to speak about this because I know how I looked at people who gave this type of testimony. But this situation that happened, I must give testimony to it. You know, I'm kind of freaked out now. Like I said, I was running off of adrenaline when it happened, but now it kind of freaks me out because I don't know what's to come. You know, it keeps getting more intense. So August 18th, looking up at the Big Dipper, I seen a sphere, and it went between Mizar and Ali and went into the North Gate. At least that's what I found out later, because I said go study that third star, and I found out it was Ali and never even knew that. So I did the demonstration, and I said I'm going to go more in depth about what this is, and started doing my studies and found out about Ali, the North Gate, and all of that. So the next night, it gets more intense. I'm looking up at the Big Dipper, and I see two spheres leave the North Gate and leave Ali off, or Ali. They both head east, but they come out in a curvature that I cannot explain. It's not just a straight line. It was like a curvature. They came out in a curvature and they separated where it looked like a top of a triangle. One headed directly east. The other one started going more south, but still headed east. So I'm observing, and the one that's headed directly east is a little bit ahead of the second sphere. The first sphere was in the air, I'd say maybe 10 to 11 seconds. And once it got further down east, it just disappeared. And I still have my eye and peripheral on the other one. So in my mind and my heart, I thought, well, this one's getting ready to disappear. So I started focusing on the second one that's going a little bit south. And really what it was doing is coming more closer to me. So I'm watching it. It's probably about 12 or 13 seconds that it's in the sky now. And it's starting to get ready to pass over me, or I thought it was. Once it got over top of me, it stopped. It's high altitude, you know, there's no kind of beams or illumination on the ground or on me because it's so high in the air, just like it's a star. If somebody walked outside and looked up, they would have just thought that it was a fixed star. But I watched this sphere move all the way across the sky from Ali. If you put your fingers in the sky and try to measure, put your tip of your finger to Ali to your elbow. That's how far it went across the sky. And once it got above me, it stopped. Now, the night before is when I seen the sphere go to Ali, and I did the demonstration. So at that moment, I already knew that the spheres came from Ali, so I don't have any fear. I continue looking up until my neck starts hurting because I'm looking directly up for a long period of time. So I hang my head forward and I'm facing north. I put my hand over my heart and I'm ready for whatever's getting ready to happen. Like I said, ready to be beamed up or whatever. So I keep standing there, but nothing happens. So like I said, I go into the temple, grab the Quran, come back out, go back to the same place, and it's still in the sky, fixed, not moving. I put the Quran over my heart. I'm ready to go, whatever's getting ready to happen. But nothing happened. So now that I had time to think about it, it sets in and it's kind of fearful because I'm thinking, you know, why didn't it do anything? You know, was my heart too heavy? Was my heart not light enough? Was this a test run showing me where I need to go as far as Ali talking about taking us up on an incline? But what's most fearful of all is what's to come, Moors. What's going to happen next? Because it's dark now. I'm getting ready to go out there and observe again. It happened 2 nights in a row. What I'm content with is when it came up above me, I feel I passed the test because I didn't freak out. It has to know that I was ready for whatever. I didn't take off running and dive into the temple and get scared. It has to know I'm ready. But the question is, am I ready? Because it could have took me up. What if Drew Ali was in that ship? I'd straight turn to water and turn to an empty balloon, bro. But also, it came all the way from Ali across the sky, so it was already fixed on me. And it happened as soon as I came out and looked at the Big Dipper, both of them leave the North Gate. You know, my frequency or whatever. Did I feel it was getting ready to happen, or was they waiting for it to happen? Because he had directly came over above me. And as far as I'm concerned, it stayed fixed in the sky for the rest of the night. You know, after a few hours, all the stars and everything are fixed different position than what it was. But this one is still staying there fixed for the rest of the night. You know, you can send this around. You can say, look, Latif acting crazy, Latif talking BS, but this is the truth. Like I said, I had the conversation with Boaz Ibn Bey maybe 6 months ago. And I was talking about Rick Smith, like, man, I respect what he's saying, but I can't accept that crone beings and all that. But it's happened to me. But like I said, I don't know what's to come. I'm getting ready to go out there now and observe. And who knows what's going to happen next. I did my studies and find all kinds of different stuff. Even Mohammed. They claim Mohammed got scooped up and took to Jerusalem and Mecca. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when it was over top of me, I don't feel like any time passed by or anything. It could have 30, maybe 20 minutes. I didn't check the exact time. Maybe 20 minutes could have passed and I don't even know. But I don't feel like it did. You know what I'm saying? But all I know is it led me to be able to get these demonstrations done. And again, I don't hear no more speaking about the Big Dipper and Ali to the North Gate. I don't hear that. And this only happened because I was able to observe and go through this situation. So you cannot support, you could think I'm crazy or whatever. Like I've stated in previous demonstrations, Noble Drew Ali had Zeppelins, and NASA in these days and times are using Zeppelins in space because they use the helium instead of power to get it up, and then they can propel out. Noble Drew Ali spoke about going above the blue ethers. And you know, Nation of Islam, they had a lot of chances to take information from Drew Ali when he passed form. And they speak of UFOs and they speak of ships and all that. All that I feel came from Noble Drew Ali. Noble Drew Ali specifically went above the blue ethers near the throne of Allah. He had Zeppelins. He said he had apparatus. He said he got to leave now or he won't be able to come back. I seen 2 of them leave. So the first one, the first night that went into the North Gate, I feel they went and got another brother. And both of them came out. And one went east and one came above me for some reason. Like I said, I'm getting ready to go observe again. And who knows what'll happen. I already had information correlating. I knew the Big Dipper looked like the 7. I knew it faced north. I know it went to the North Gate. But I had no idea that there was an Ali star within those 7 stars that is the path to the North Gate. Like cosmic droplets. Big Dipper to Pleiades, let it correlate. But I had no idea that Ali was within that Big Dipper. You know what I'm saying? We know the ancestors are of high technology. So they're being able to see everything that we put out. Everything, I feel, whether it's on video or whatever, I feel they can sit here and watch all this stuff. If we can do it, they are higher technology. So you know they can see. I wanted to go ahead and do the full testimony. Like I said, there was 1 like on the heavenly passage, the first demonstration. So I don't know if they think I'm lying or not, but what do I have to gain from lying? Because it ain't views. I leave you in love and peace. Divine honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali and the Moorish divine and national movement of the world, Islamism. All this testimony, Allah is my witness. Islamism. So while I was waiting for the power director to generate the video and I'm going to upload it on YouTube, I went outside and immediately a sphere is coming from the west going east. And this is high altitude. This is not a plane, Moors. High altitude. Come from the west and went east and passed directly over me. I put my hand over my heart and everything. So it came to my heart to, if this happens next time, I'm putting my arms in the air like Noble Drew Ali. Kind of like a child that's waiting to be lifted up in its humanity.
This was not my first space flight. Previous assignments for my newspaper had sent me to the moon many times.
Islam.
But never into the vast reaches of deep space.
Unfold like a petal in the rain. Elevate to Allah so plain. As above, so below, feel the pain. Always chasing happiness like water down a drain. Fast lane through the North Gate. Speed of light as I travel, trying to keep straight. Milky Way, 7 sisters as I navigate. Big Dipper, 7 stars, triple ladies, let it correlate. Ethers cause these powers that be. Elohim, 7 eyes that see. Took an axe to the bloodline tree. In the soil, potent seeds grow free. From his brow cometh majesty. All these sticky dead zombies walk around with a tragedy. Ollie got my spirit charged like a battery. They burn up trying to judge my anatomy. More is mad at me, cause I spin 360 like a daiquiri in a blender with nationality.
Why you mad, more?
Can't stop this UFO topless. All these demonstrations get monotonous. Was the apocalypse cause they godless. But until then, I'ma drop this cosmic droplets.
Why you mad for?
Yo. Scimitar sharp as the blades in Persia. Disengage gravity using inertia. Gyro wheel, this is Shiloh's merger. Divine intervention, get your lowest of murder. Pink elephant in the room, call me a nerda. Hybrid synthesis, pull up your girder. I come to return, pale skin, vice versa. Circles have a spinning, it will never desert ya. Sun up in Leo running to and fro. The coming of the wheel from the sky, green glow. Venus in the skyline, then I'll know. The prophet has returned, Sagittarius bow. Portals open up, disappear in thin air. Arrive in light speed, feel I've been there. Beings on squares, outfits like swimwear. Symbols on the chest, pentagrams and gold chairs. Cosmic droplets. Can't stop this UFO topless. All these demonstrations get monotonous. Was the apocalypse cause they godless. But until then, I'ma drop this cosmic droplets.